Oh, let all let them come to the water, and let all who have nothing, let them come to the Lord. Without money, without price, why should you pay the price? Except for the Lord, and let all see, let them come to the water, and let all who have nothing, let them come to the Lord. Without money, without strife, why should you spend your life except for the Lord? And let all people, let them come to the water, and let all who are weary, let them come to the Lord. All who labor without rest, how can your soul find rest except for the Lord? And let all people, let them come to the water. Bring the ones who are willing, bring them all to the Lord. Bring the children without might, easy to load and light. Come to the Lord.
I want to welcome everybody to St. Anne Pilgrimage. I want to acknowledge Archbishop, as well as our clergy, our music ministry, as well as our elders who are with the Smudge. I want to acknowledge Chief Rain here with us too. And there's many things to talk about, but today I just want to share the love of God in our life. And that no matter where we are at in our day, personally, as a community, as a people, or people in this world, the center of it is always Wakam, it's always God. This last year and a half has been like a fast for all of us. We can't gather with people. We can't come to pilgrimage. It's the second one now that we can't participate as a large gathering. And this fast is good. Just like anything in this world, when you fast something, like when you're hungry, your body needs food. When you have questions in your mind, when you have things on your mind has questions. As well as physically, when you're hungry, you have to eat. But when you're spiritually, when we need that support, we fast. And that fast brings us food for our spirit. And this last year and a half has been like that. And it's been a difficult time. We've lost many people along the way, some to COVID, some to other ways. But it's been like a storm that we've come through. And as a people, we've made it through. 100 years ago, there was a pandemic that was around our people, and it seemed like it was only in our community. But as we do more research, we find that it was all over the world, and it took a lot of life. This time, our people stopped, took strategy, and then in that way, helped as many people through that pandemic. So I think about them today, all those workers, those frontline people, and where we're at as well at the pilgrimage here is that it's like a fast too. People can't come here, not at this time. And I know people want to come here to the community, to the land here, come and camp, come and exercise and practice the traditional way of how their parents and grandparents used to come to the pilgrimage for years and years. But that can't happen again this year. We are not ready. We're not prepared for that. And we're following the guidance of everyone who plans for this gathering. And so in that way, I ask you to be respectful, to not come to St. Anne pilgrimage. Come and maybe visit, but you can't camp. There are campgrounds and so on and that you can utilize where it has facilities that look after you, but this facility doesn't have that. So I let people know that there'll be no camping here at the pilgrimage. I also want to just talk about the children that were found. Residential schools has been a conversation of many, and I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot of people who are talking about it, and they're really upset about it, heartbroken. And we need to validate that for them, because it's not out of nothing. It's something that has revealed itself, and it's something that is impacting families, it's impacting people, it's impacting everyone. And so, as a people, we have to support them. It's just like a baby who's hurt. As long as you go to that baby and you can comfort the baby and you can help the baby to cry it out or to say it out, I've got a boo-boo or I'm hurt, however they express it, that allows them to have healing. And even as a people, we are in that place where this really happened to our communities, and it really happened to people. And they just want to say it, that I am hurt, that I know some of our people are hurt. And there's young people who don't have all the history, but so we need to educate them, we need to talk with them, we need to share with them, having sharing circles or gatherings, allowing people to debrief, to talk about it. And that is what we need right now, is healing. And then there's a lot of you in my community, everywhere in the Catholic Church, who are protecting and defending the church, saying that, okay, we need to move forward, but we have to be patient. We all have to be patient, because we all have to do it together. And the church is the people. So as a people, we have to do it together, this healing. So as the Indigenous community are sharing and they're talking, this allows them to heal not only this, but other things that is happening in our communities. It's just a part of it. And then on the other side of it, the non-Indigenous community who are really interested in helping and they want to, they're offering a hand. And most of the people who are doing that are the ones who are with the Indigenous community. They're the ones who have that sorrow or that grief or that kindness to want to help. And for them, we need them to communicate with the non-Indigenous community, to educate them as well, that the people of the land were hurt and that there's a healing that is happening all across the land now. And that's a beautiful thing. And if we call upon God in that, we will be blessed. And that whatever comes from that at the end of it will be medicine for all of us, that as we take the next steps forward, those steps forward are going to be blessed by God too. And finally, I just want to say that my community has gone through some difficult days. I ask you to say prayers for us. And in the same way, we pray for everybody. We look forward to preparing this pilgrimage, cutting the grass, preparing things. And in this last couple of pilgrimages that hasn't happened, there's work that is happening here. So next year, when the people come back here, there's going to be it's going to be refreshed here. And people are going to come here in a good way. And also to come and help and to remind us of why we used to come here. And we have people who still walk to the pilgrimage, and they're still practicing these traditions in a smaller way, not as a large gathering. So I encourage you to do that. In everybody who has come to the pilgrimage, we welcome you in spirit here, and we ask you to say prayers for one another. After the Mass, there's going to be a food. So we ask everyone who's here, we invite you to come and join. I want to say we love you all. That God be with you. Shnish.
Good morning, friends and relatives. I'll tell you a short story and maybe just reflect on the hardships we encounter in today's life. We've come a long ways in 200 years as Indigenous people. Going back to a Nakota warrior, an ancient warrior who fought the real battles, fought the real enemies. Whatever else goes with that, decided that life had to change. So he went on a mission for himself, what we call a quest. 4 days he would isolate himself. Maybe even beyond the isolation that we went through COVID, because in this case he's all by himself. Nobody there to bring food or water, nobody to talk to him. So he went into the mountains to reflect on his life in the future. After 4 days, he came back with a message and the message was peace. That this warrior in tribal wars and wars with enemies was to be no more. And he came to our community when my mother was maybe 7 years old. And the message that he delivered there, besides the ministry that he provided as a Nakota warrior, he said, Catholicism is good if you want to follow it. So today I stand here as a fourth generation Catholic. And like the Pope, a quote from the Pope, we invite people to our faith, we don't impose. When that invitation came, to baptize us, we voluntarily stepped up to be baptized, be confirmed. And we live with the realities of the church, like in today's life. We all know what the media has said to Canada, to our church. We've heard Indigenous leaders speak, Indigenous resident school survivors. So it is definitely some challenging times. And alongside of that was the pandemic of COVID-19. January 4, 2021, I met COVID face to face. And either you succumb to it or you battle it like a warrior. People prayed for us and they catered to us. They brought us food. We were isolated for 10 days. I never imagined going through that experience. But that 10 days seemed like forever. But now, with modern science, COVID is starting to sit in the back of the bus now, so that's good news. Maybe next year we'll see the shrine fill up again. So in closing, I just want to say from my own heart, as Catholics, when we start our day, most start the day with prayer and with the St. Michael prayer. And we talk about a battle, defense in our day battle. So I pray that the modern warrior of Indigenous warriors, when they're going to go to battle every morning, the paint they wear will be a paint of peace. Thank you very much. Ishnish.
When you stray from the fold and there's trouble in your soul, can't you hear the blessed Savior calling you? When your soul is lost in sin and faith at eternity's end, can't you hear the blessed Savior calling you? Calling you, calling you.
Then I met Jesus, I found a missing piece. I found a peace that the world could never offer. The chains of darkness gave way to sweet release. He filled a part of my heart that felt so empty. Oh, when I met Jesus, I found a missing piece. There was a time when my life was not